What is up, golf fanatics? Welcome back to Golfunity, the most popular golf infotainment podcast in town.
That's right.
You've tuned into Episode 3.
Episode 3.
And buckle up, buttercups, because we're diving headfirst into the wild world of golf. We're slicing through the recent Arnold Palmer Invitational drama.
Oh, yeah.
Dissecting the upcoming Players' Championship madness.
Yes.
And even taking a cheeky swing at the Ladies' European Tour Down Under.
Oh, right.
You ready for opinions hotter than a Scottie Cameron in the midday sun?
Okay, so the Arnold Palmer Invitational.
Yeah, the API.
What a wild ride.
Oh, it was crazy.
Russell Henley, a player who, and I quote, doesn't really feel like a top 10 player, somehow walked away with the trophy. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What does it really take to win at the highest level?
I know, exactly. Here's a guy who isn't exactly bombing it off the tee, ranked way down 168th in driving distance at a course where you'd think you need to be sending it miles. But he hit nearly 3/4 of his fairways. It just screams that maybe, just maybe, hitting it straight still has its advantages, even against the big hitters.
I think so, yeah.
What's the underlying story there for you?
Well, what's fascinating is how Henley manufactured that win. Think about it. Down by 3 with only 7 holes left. Then he pulls off this high-cut 5-iron on the 14th, landing it within 10 feet. A shot he himself admits is practically alien to his practice sessions.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That speaks volumes about his mental fortitude under pressure.
Yeah, for sure.
And the chip-in eagle on 16.
Oh, my God.
Pure audacity. Then that clutch par putt on 17.
So good.
It really highlights the impact of focused improvement.
Yeah.
He specifically credited his work with Mark Blackburn on his chipping.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Perhaps they've simplified his technique for greater consistency?
Interesting.
And Phil Kenyon on the putting. Maybe they've unlocked a better feel on those pressure putts.
Right.
It's not just about practice, it's about the right kind of practice.
Yeah, for sure. It's like he found cheat codes for the last few holes. And on the other side of that coin, you've got Colin Morikawa consistently knocking on the door, racking up top 5 finishes like they're going out of style. But that win since 2023 is still elusive. What's the missing piece for him?
Well, if we look at the stats from Bay Hill, it's a clear picture. He was laser accurate off the tee, leading the field in driving accuracy, and his iron play was stellar, ranking 5th in strokes gained. Approach the green, now strokes gained. Approach the green, for those less familiar, essentially tells us how many strokes better than the average player he was with his iron shots. So his ball striking was world class. But then you look at his putting, 36th in strokes gained, putting. That metric, of course, measures his performance on the greens relative to the field. So the data strongly suggests that his putter is the area holding him back. He even mentioned feeling back in control of his game after a rough patch in February, so mentally he seems to be in a good place. It really underscores how crucial all aspects of the game need to click to get across the finish line.
Yeah. It's going to be frustrating for him. You're doing everything right, tee to green, and then the flat stick lets you down.
Yeah.
Then you have Scottie Scheffler, who finishes tied for 11th. Now, for most mortals, that's a great week. But for the world number 1, it's apparently a crisis. His putting was reportedly his second worst since he switched equipment. Is it time to panic for his fans?
Well, what's fascinating is Scheffler's almost nonchalant reaction.
Interesting.
He essentially shrugged it off, pointing the finger at the lightning-fast greens at Bay Hill, and he had company. Michael Kim described the 10th green as practically dead. Jason Day called them glassy, and even the usually composed Morikawa agreed there was a serious lack of friction. So perhaps the course conditions were a significant equalizer, putting a lottery for everyone.
Yeah, okay. So maybe we shouldn't read too much into it. But even with that putting performance, Scheffler still oozed confidence, saying he felt like he did a lot of things well and wasn't going to dwell on it. That's the mindset of a champion, right? To be able to compartmentalize and move on.
Absolutely. That resilience and self-belief are crucial at that level.
Yeah.
And just a quick nod to Sepp Straka's strong 5th-place finish and Tommy Fleetwood's T11. Both those guys are carrying some momentum into what promises to be an electric players championship.
You know it. Speaking of electricity, let's dive into the TGL. The playoffs are locked in, and they look absolutely mouth-watering. It's like the Champions League of indoor golf.
It is. We've got a heavyweight clash right out of the gate. The top-seeded Los Angeles Golf Club against the 4th-seeded New York Golf Club on March 17th. Then on the 18th, it's the number 2 seed, the Bay Golf Club, battling the number 3 seed, Atlanta Drive GC. Mark your calendars.
These are grudge matches waiting to happen. And it all culminates in a best-of-3 final series starting on March 24th. Who needs regular sports when you've got this kind of indoor golf gladiatorial combat.
Well, what's particularly intriguing is the narrative surrounding the LAGC versus NYGC matchup. Rickie Fowler has openly talked about redemption after NYGC squandered a 4-0 lead against LDC earlier in the season, ultimately losing in overtime. That kind of backstory adds a real edge to the competition.
You can feel the tension building already. And it's a classic styles clash, too. LAGC is all about precision, ranking second in driving accuracy, while NYGC brings the power, sitting second in driving distance. It's the age-old question, finesse or force?
Exactly. And the Bay Golf Club, despite a dominant regular season where they led in numerous statistical categories, will be smarting from that loss to LAGC in their final regular season match, which cost them the top seed. Shane Lowry's quote about being pretty pissed off and his burning desire to win shows how much this means to these guys.
That's the kind of passion you love to see. And the Call the Doctor celebration by LAGC after beating the Bay, mimicking Min Woo Lee's Dr. Chapinski, pure banter.
Yeah.
These little rivalries are what make it so compelling.
They absolutely do. It adds that human element. On the other end of the spectrum, Boston Common Golf had a tough, winless season. Adam Scott, ever the sportsman, suggested they felt a little unlucky overall, but acknowledged the high level of competition. And it's a significant boost for NYGC to have Xander Schauffele back and performing well after his injury. He could be the X factor in their playoff run.
Okay, deep breath, everyone, because we're now staring down the barrel of the Players' Championship at the iconic TPC Sawgrass from March 13th to 16th.
Here we go.
That island green on 17, that insane $25 million purse. This is the big leagues, folks.
It is. What's consistently impressive about the Players is their commitment to pushing the boundaries of the fan experience. This year is no different. They're introducing an AI course setup tool, which is fascinating, using artificial intelligence to optimize the course setup. Then there's Game the Green, powered by Comcast Business, allowing fans to predict shots on the treacherous 17th. And a Putt for a Purpose initiative, benefiting the Wounded Warrior Project, adds a charitable element.
Seriously innovative stuff. They're not just resting on the tournament's prestige. And the tech integrations just keep coming. The official launch of the PGA Tour World Feed for broader international coverage is huge. Plus, the inaugural Creator Classic at TPC Sawgrass, presented by YouTube, featuring golf content stars like the Brian Bros and Fat Perez. That's a brilliant way to engage a new generation of fans. And ESPN BT is back on PGA Tour Live with enhanced features for those who like to spice things up.
And for the dead aficionados, Tourcast with generative AI commentary for every single shot is mind-blowing. Imagine having AI provide real-time analysis on every swing. Cosm is even bringing a shared reality viewing experience to LA and Dallas, almost like being there virtually. And for the gamers, an ultimate golf simulator is launching on Roblox. They are truly meeting fans where they are.
It sounds like they've left no stone unturned. Metal Clavo Ultra Ray fan experiences, live drone augmented reality from NBC Sports, a new viewing deck presented by Mayo Clinic. And they even restored the iconic oak tree on the 6th hole. That tree has seen some history.
It really speaks to their attention to detail, doesn't it? From the completely revamped PGA Tour fan shop, showcasing trendy brands like Good Golf and Bad Birdie, alongside established players, to the mouth-watering addition of local restaurant favorites like Bagels R Us and Carolina Jacks to the dining options. They're focused on creating a holistic experience for everyone on site.
And for us, glued to our screens at home, the featured groupings for Thursday are pure box office. We've got Scheffler, McIlroy, and Schauffele in one supergroup, and Oberg, Matsuyama, and Thomas in another. Clear your schedules.
Absolutely must-see TV. And the viewing options are extensive. Golf Channel, NBC, Peacock, PGA Tour Live on ESPN+, and PGA Tour Radio on SiriusXM. You won't miss a single shot if you don't want to.
Before we make any bold predictions that will inevitably be wrong, let's briefly look at some betting angles.
Okay.
Ludwig Oberg had a fantastic debut at the Players last year, finishing 8th, and his form in 2024 has been stellar. Sepp Straka is coming off that strong showing at Bay Hill and has a decent track record at Sawgrass. Tommy Fleetwood consistently plays well here, and Keegan Bradley also had a good week at the API. It feels wide open, doesn't it?
It truly does. Any of those top players could easily be holding the trophy on Sunday. Now, shifting gears to the Ladies European Tour and the LPGA, things have been a bit chaotic down in Australia thanks to Cyclone Alfred.
Yeah, that nasty cyclone, unfortunately, led to the cancellation of the Australian WPGA Championship, which is a real shame for the players and the fans. But the show must go on, and the Australian Women's Classic in Coffs Harbour is still happening, though shortened to 54 holes due to the relentless rain. It tees off on Friday.
Yeah, it's a testament to the resilience of the tour and the players that they're adapting. LPGA winner Grace Kim is the headline name in the field, and there's a strong contingent of LAGC stars competing as well. Hopefully the weather cooperates for a compelling tournament.
Absolutely. And on a heartwarming note from the LET, after being impacted by the cyclone, several players, including Ellie Givens and Hannah Burke, hosted a golf clinic for the female members at Coinda Waters Golf Club. Talk about giving back to the community that supported them.
It's a fantastic story. Ellie Givens mentioned how much fun they had chatting with the members and sharing some tips. It really showcases the strong sense of community within golf. Dave Stretton, the club's general manager, was understandably delighted by their gesture.
Makes you feel good to hear stories like that. On the LET Order of Merit, Kara Gaynor is currently leading the pack after the first couple of events. And over on the LPGA, Ryo Takeda of Japan just snagged her second LPGA title at the Blue Bay LPGA, with Minjee Lee finishing a close second. Takeda is definitely a rising star.
She is indeed also leading the Louise Suggs Rolex Rookie of the Year standings. Looking ahead, the Solheim Cup 2026 will be hosted in the Netherlands, and they've just announced the legendary Anna Nordqvist as the European captain. Her Solheim Cup record speaks for itself, a fantastic appointment.
Sets the stage for an epic Solheim Cup in a couple of years. Lastly, we can't forget the PGA Tour Puerto Rico Open, where Carl Phillips, a rookie who had to overcome a back injury early in his career, clinched his first PGA Tour victory. What a comeback story.
It truly is an inspiring win. And a special mention to Rasmus Nørgaard Peterson, who had an incredible second-place finish in his very first PGA Tour start. That's the kind of debut that can launch a career.
Well, there you have it, you incredible golf aficionados. Another week in the utterly unpredictable and utterly captivating world of golf. From unexpected victories to groundbreaking technology, the fairways are anything but dull. So after all that, who are you picking to hoist the trophy at the Players? And are those TGL playoffs going to deliver the fireworks we're all expecting? Hit us up on the socials and let us know your scorching hot takes. Don't forget to ring the bell and follow us on all the socials to keep the Golfunity banter flowing. We want to hear your thoughts. And make sure you tune in for episode 4 of Golfunity, the most popular golf infotainment podcast in town, where we'll be sinking our teeth into another deep dive into the heart of golf. Trust me, you won't want to miss it.
See you then.
We'll see you on the fairway.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.